Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss about uh, a batch processing, large amount of data processing. If it is a database or if it is a file system, both cases we can use that function framework. So it's a lightweight framework designs for processing large volume of data. So we will just give some introduction about that. This is a Spring project. So basically, in the Spring, they have a lot of uh, projects like Spring Boot, Spring Batch, Spring MVC. So this one of them. So in this one, what exactly happening is like you will schedule some jobs, so every day, every week, or every hour, and every day if you need to read the database and do some work and update the database or sending in file into some other format like JSON, XML, everything you can do using this one. So the idea is like you have large amount of data, how effectively process that one. If there is any failure is happening, do you want to retry? So if I am processing 1,000 rows in a time, so if I have 10,000 rows of data to be processed today, and I can have the control like I need to process thousand. You don't need to manually. So you just configure the job and Spring Batch will take care of that. So that's the thing. Spring Batch uh, for that one, Spring Batch needs some database connection details. So where the jobs and other things they are managing, I guess you can configure the file system also. But in my case, my in my experience, I configure everything in database. I guess that database is the best option for any scenarios for this one. You just provide the database details. The rest Spring Batch will take care of unless you have some specific configuration. But you need to configure the job and other things. So we can go to the key components here. So whenever you are creating a Spring Batch, let me take the Spring IO initializer. So if you are going to the Spring IO initializer, here you are going to add some dependencies. So here you are adding Spring batch, yeah, and then generate. If you need Spring Boot dependencies also, if you have the Rust endpoint also, that also you can configure here. And other dependencies you can add later or later also, that's fine. And you need to choose the which version you need, and the other things batch jobs or something, and um, generate the project, that's it. Then you will have that information in that project. Let me take that from, let me open that in our IntelliJ, but we need to go to some of the concept. So here Let me take another approach here. So I am going through a GitHub project, Spring Batch. So instead of I am opening in my IDE, I'm going to the GitHub project. So GitHub project, what they are saying here. So in GitHub, getting started, 2 minutes. You need to just include this one, and if you are you need to include some database also. In our case, we are not done that part. We'll do that later. So then you need to configure the data source. So this is the point. You need to configure this one. And then just JDBC transaction manager also. That's actually the embed JDBC transaction manager, and this kind of things you need to configure. Then what's going to happen next? Then next you, as usual, the job configuration. This is all included in the configuration, and you need to add enable batch processing. That also you need to do. Then import data source configuration that you configure here, and here step. That's the first thing. So whenever you are creating a job configuration, the step is the first thing. So step is like you can read from the database or you can do one task like. In this case, they are just printing hello world, nothing else. Then that step should be included in your job. So the job is the next one. And in this case, they are running from the static void main job launcher. So that's the one. So job launcher launched the that particular job. That's it. So it's a very easy thing, but you can do a lot of things based on that. So we can go back to our documentation actually. So here I already explained job. And there should be a step. Job repository store metadata about batch jobs, like uh, when it going to start and it's not going to start, that kind. I guess that's actually the cron job we are setting, but job steps, step execution, what next steps, that kind of things, everything related to the metadata. Then a job launcher, job execution, send the execution of a job and keep track of the job status. So job launcher. So you need to call the job launcher using the job execution. That's the item reader that I already explained. So you can add a um, item reader that's read from the database. Item processor, item writer, Django oriented processing, uh, job step, that kind of things. We will go through all of these things later. So for now, I guess this enough since we are just explaining the basic. This is enough for today, and tomorrow we will launch the application and we will go through the rest of the things. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.